In life, there are moments that change us forever. Sometimes, all it takes is one simple question, one unexpected encounter to awaken something inside. Today I want to share with you the story of a beggar at a railway station. He had nothing, no money, no home, no dignity. But then, a single meeting with a stranger completely transformed his life. This is not just the story of a beggar. It's a story about the power of giving, the courage to change your thinking, and how a new belief can open the door to a brand new life. Let's begin. At a crowded railway station in a busy city lived a beggar. Every day, he survived by asking passing travelers for coins. That was his only way of filling his stomach. One afternoon, while moving among the crowd, he noticed a tall man in a fine suit, clearly a wealthy gentleman. Thinking this man might give generously, the beggar approached and asked for money. The tall man paused, looked him in the eye, and said, "You are always asking. Do you ever give anything to others?" Confused, the beggar replied, "Sir, I am only a beggar. How could I possibly give anyone anything?" The man shook his head and said firmly, "If you cannot give, you have no right to receive. I am a businessman, and I believe only in exchange. If you have nothing to give me, then I cannot give you anything in return." With that, the tall man boarded his train and disappeared into the crowd. But his words pierced the beggar's heart. The beggar sat in silence, thinking about what he had just heard. "Maybe that's why I receive so little," he thought. "Because I give nothing back. But what can a beggar possibly offer?" For 2 long days, the question haunted him. He could not find an answer. Then on the 3rd day, while sitting near the station, his eyes fell upon the bright flowers blooming around the tracks. And suddenly an idea came. What if I gave these flowers in return for alms? It may be small, but at least I will be giving something. The beggar picked a few flowers and carried them with him. That day, when someone gave him a coin, he offered them a flower in return. To his surprise, people smiled warmly and accepted it with joy. Some even kept the flowers carefully, touched by the gesture. Soon, this became his daily routine. Every morning, he gathered flowers, and every evening, he shared them in exchange for coins. Something remarkable happened. More and more people began to give him money. They appreciated that he no longer begged empty-handed, but gave a token of beauty in return. He discovered a new truth. People value even the smallest act of giving. One day, while working in this new way, he saw the same tall man again, boarding a train. Excited, the beggar ran to him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me alms, I will offer you flowers in return." The tall man smiled, handed him some money, and accepted the flowers. Delighted, he said, "Wonderful, you have become like me, a businessman." Once again, those words struck deep in the beggar's heart. This time, not with shame, but with joy. That night, the beggar could hardly sleep. His mind was full of energy. Looking at the sky, he whispered with tears in his eyes, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can become wealthy." People nearby thought he had gone mad. But inside, something powerful had awakened. He no longer saw himself as poor and helpless. He now believed he had value, purpose, and a future. From that moment, he never returned to the station as a beggar. Half a year passed. At the same busy railway station, 2 well-dressed men boarded the train. They greeted each other politely. One of them asked, "Do you recognize me?" The other shook his head. "No, I don't believe we've met." Smiling, the first man said, "This is our 3rd meeting." Surprised, the gentleman frowned. "3rd? I don't remember." The man leaned closer. "The first time I was a beggar and you refused to give me alms. The second time I gave you flowers in exchange for coins. And now, look at me." The tall man's eyes widened. You were that beggar? But now you look like a successful man." The former beggar nodded proudly. "Yes, I used the money I earned from offering flowers to buy more flowers. Slowly, I became a flower seller. And today, I am traveling for business because I am now a flower merchant. People love my flowers, and my trade has grown beyond what I ever imagined. It all began with your words." The tall man smiled in amazement. The beggar had truly become a businessman. The man explained further. "At first, I thought people were giving me alms, but I realized they were not giving charity at all. They were paying for the flowers. I was not a beggar. I was already a small trader. Only my own mind kept me small. When I changed my thinking, everything else changed." both men smiled, understanding the deeper truth. This story reminds us of a timeless lesson. Success is hidden in the way we think. If we see ourselves as weak and small, we remain that way. But if we choose to see ourselves as capable and worthy, doors begin to open. The beggar's life changed because he learned two powerful truths. 1, you must give something of value if you wish to receive. 2, you must believe in yourself as more than what you appear to be. By respecting himself, he gained the respect of others. By changing his thoughts, he changed his entire life. Outro. And so, the beggar who once believed he had nothing discovered that he already carried the key to his future. By changing his thoughts, he changed his life. Friends, this story is a reminder for all of us. No matter where we are, or how little we think we have, we always have something to give. And with that, the power to grow. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to reflect on what you can give today. And if you'd like to hear more stories that inspire and guide, I invite you to join me here by subscribing to the channel. Until next time, keep your mind open, your spirit giving, and your dreams alive.